You want to try mine?
Sure.
Or do you want to? We just do this.
Yeah. Hey guys,
Good morning.
Rare Coin TV. This is our live Q&A. Thanks for joining us.
All right, let's get into the questions here. So first, we're gonna start with a user named Ryan S. Lastly on Twitter who asked, "What is John's favorite beer?"
Oh, you know what? Right now, I would have to say, if I was gonna pick a favorite, there is a Firestone Walker that I've been drinking quite a bit of.
Really? We
Now-
were just talking about Firestone Walker.
I know. The interesting thing is too is it's like luponic distortion.
Correct.
Okay, so I am not necessarily a beer aficionado, and Ryan knows this, and so that's probably why he asked me that particular question, which is fine. But I'm getting a little bit more into it. Ryan's been teaching me. Funny enough, we're actually considering doing another YouTube show about beer. So stay
if you
tuned.
want to see that, leave some comments that you want to see that, and we'll probably go ahead and do a beer show if enough people want to see it.
Yeah, so let us know what you think about that. We would love to do one as well because we just love sitting around and doing nothing but drinking beer. So.
Oh, it's really fun. It's not very productive, but it's an absolute blast.
Coins for amateurs. We're thinking it's going to be a beer channel,
Yes.
not a beer show on our channel. We're thinking like a whole new channel. And actually, if you want to join and you want to have a program on the beer channel as well, we would love for you guys to
Yeah.
to have some content on that channel.
Points for amateurs, but Chad is an absolute pro at doing YouTube videos.
Yeah, he is. We inspire to be at your level there, bro. So I mean, seriously, look out for that show. Hopefully, we can have some fun with that one as well. So.
It's funny that John just said something about the Firestone Walker, because I had a Leo versus Ursus last night. Just a huge IPA, 8.2%, full body, smacking off. There was just this thing going on. If you guys are into beer, hit that one up too. Luponic Distortion is great as well. They've done like a dozen different versions of it.
It's and this was number, I forget, it had a guava, a pineapple, and there was a third, a lime. I believe it was a lime like splash as well. So delicious. Cool. I loved it. So, but yeah. So the next question I had came from my Instagram question to Ryan, which is what is his favorite superhero?
Man, that's a tough one because I'm into so many from DC and Marvel. I would say I'm into more Marvel superheroes than DC overall, but right now I'm still stuck on the whole Batman Begins series through the Dark Knight Rises. Batman, hands down, that's like the greatest comic book superhero series of all time in my opinion.
Today, off all the boxes. I agree. I mean, it's hard to argue against that one. I mean, some people may favor different guys, but he's in your corner, man. You're good to go.
I think what I love about him is he doesn't necessarily have superpowers. He's just really smart and never gives up and makes all this like really cool technology and gadgets, and he has his tool belt and all that. You know, he's pretty cool. So I got to go with Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan's Christopher Nolan, the director, and then that actor. What's the
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, one of my favorite actors of all time. So that Batman checks a lot of boxes. Very cool stuff.
He was a good Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just had a question. Let's see if I can pull it back up here. We just had a question from, let's see here. It was from O. Okay, if you had to pick rare coins for investors, what would it be? Type 1 Liberty Heads, possibly?
Type 1 Liberty Head Double Eagles. They are the rarest $20 gold pieces that exist. There are about 50,000 of them certified by PCGS or NGC, which beats the next closest series by about 30. And then the other two, Type 3s and St. Gaudens, there's a million of and millions of respectively. So I've got to say, right now, Type 1 Liberty Heads look like an awesome opportunity.
I agree.
They've corrected in they kind of peaked out in 2014. They've been sliding down since then, have started to find a bottom, and they may still fall a little bit, another 10 or 15% based on what we're seeing at auction right now. They're definitely in a bottoming process, definitely a great value. And whoever's calling, go away.
Yeah.
Somebody was calling on the top.
Get that. I'm into the show too late. He doesn't get to ask questions.
Yeah. So next we're gonna go into a question from Instagram, and that was from Angela. Instagram name Ange ANGE_HWR, and the question is, what attracted Ryan and John to the coin market? And I'll just start with me because the camera's on me.
Sorry guys, making a little adjustment.
We're having some
an adjustment. My hand was getting crazy tired, and now it's getting really shaky. So I'm gonna go back to the
Sorry, man. We can always switch off if you want.
No, it's fine.
So what attracted me to the coin market was actually our friend Neil, our good friend Neil Sharkey, who you guys may have seen on Vandershark Sports. He's one of the hosts. He's a just huge personality as far as coin salesmen go, buying and selling coins. He is the most talented person I've ever met in my life. You guys have only seen him on one of our videos so far. It was a video about the Brazier doubloon.
Yeah, the Brazier doubloon. Yeah,
I believe
he was a special guest. He was there with another buddy of his. He came in.
We were all knocking back beers at the Back Bay Tavern right across the street. Oh, we're in the Island right now. If you guys have ever heard of it, in Newport Beach, right across from the Newport Bay, the Corona Del Mar sands over there. So awesome spot. If you guys are ever in California, it's definitely on the to-do list.
You know, as far as myself, I originally was in real estate about 15 years ago, and I was looking for something different. I was always a comic book collector. I was always into sports cards and memorabilia. Came across a little company in Dana Point, a little beach city in Southern California. They were hiring for like, what is that? So
what's a numismatic?
So I'm like, let me go figure this out, and it turned out to be something very near and dear to my heart, which was really off my radar at the time. And 12 years later, it has become much about. So I'm glad to be part of the industry.
Yep. Okay, cool. So moving on here, on Twitter, we had our friend Numismatic Nation, who's one of our most coffee going on. He has a blog on Medium. Check the dude out. World Coins. He's all over it, and I would highly recommend you check out his page. He's a Canadian dude, super cool, really, really like nice guy. We love interacting with him. He had a few questions actually. What got us started on coin collecting, which is a different question from what got us involved professionally.
Yeah.
For me, it was my grandma. She started giving me $2 bills and Kennedy half dollars when I was a little kid, and I used most of those things to buy candy bars, but ended up holding on to a few, and she kind of taught me the concept of collecting worth more if there were less of them out there, and lo and behold, later I actually, so it's kind of fun. John, what you into necessarily?
No. So interestingly enough, it was actually my grandmother as well. I was probably about 5 or 6 years old, and she had given me an old can. I think it was a U-Band can that was just filled with Sacagaweas. I'm sorry, not Sacagaweas, Susan B. Anthony's. They were the 1979 Susan B. Anthony's, which I was born in 19. She was saving them for me, but she had given me that can with the Susan B. Anthony's was also a few $dollars, 3 dimes. Really was the beginning where it sparked my interest in coins.
Awesome. So a couple shout outs real quick. OC Treasure Hunters, thanks for joining us. I know we maybe mentioned you briefly because you had asked a question, but what's up, man? Thanks for joining us. Jonathan C. Smelko, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate the fact that you're here. And
dude, your grandmother was a coin collector as well. See,
rat.
It runs in the family, bro.
It really does.
I like it.
it's a family affair. And of course, what's up, Chad? We love your content on YouTube. If you don't follow, which would be pretty weird because
You're
like
crazy if you don't.
everybody follows them already. But if you don't, go ahead and check out Coins for Amateurs make YouTube channel.
He's always
And,
cracking rolls open, finding cool enders.
Dude,
and
where my wallet and my change in my desk and stuff. Like, it's
I know.
So funny.
I'm like,
and I've
thinking,
never been that guy.
Should we go to the bank like right now? It's like, yeah, I'm in. He gets me pretty pumped as well. So
Yeah,
thanks,
no
Chad.
kidding.
Seriously, man.
No kidding. So next question: why do we find coin collect interesting? This is well on Twitter.
Why do we find it interesting? I mean, you have something that dates back, to ancient days. I mean, coins and coin collecting is the hobby of kings and queens, and it is passing down wealth. They are these circular attributes of society, and they really depict a lot of the propaganda that went U.S. history and world history. So it's an exciting asset to collect. I mean, you have something that has value, that has history, that has pedigree. It's exciting. I mean, to me, that's why I like it personally.
For me, it's a little bit of both. It's the history of coins, especially when it pertains to the U.S., because that's the country we happen to live in, and it, to me, our history of independence, of liberty, of just kind of how we broke away from the empire and kind of became our own thing. And the number as far as producing good YouTube from America, the phone John's on was developed by Google.
Right.
So that had something to do with America. I mean, the things we're wearing, like the U.S. has done so well financially, and so to trace the financial history, how coins interact with that, and then some of the major events like the American Gold Rush, the Civil War, the Western expansion with the gold out of the hills and streams of California to the that's what I was looking for.
Right.
And the Silver Rush in Nevada. So the U.S. has a lot of cool history going on. And
Let's see here. We are history lovers. The story to tell. History coins. Absolutely, man. Exactly. I mean, that's why when you hold these assets in your hand, it's emotional. It really does move you. It's different than just owning a stock or owning a rare car. I mean, cars are cool. I mean, I get it. They go vroom vroom, but history in your hands with these coins, it's different than any other type of that you can own. It really is.
So we're going to move on to Numismatic Nation's third and final question from Twitter here. How do you get into the coin market professionally?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I think is the key to all of this. Having an education, look companies that have openings. I mean, it's like any other job. I mean, you need to find an opening somewhere. Get something that you have some passion about. Find something within the industry. Maybe you have some expertise. That is your point to break through.
Starting at a company is probably a good idea, like John was saying. That's what we both did. We weren't really professionals. We didn't buy and sell coins before getting hired by a company. So that is a good way to do it, because they'll typically train you, show you the ropes. You'll learn a lot of things about the industry from their point of view. It is different at each company. They all have their own pitch. They all have their own style. Mm-hmm. They all have their own segments of the market that they really promote. So there is an advantage to starting at one company, or even spend a couple of years or a few years at each and kind of sample the industry. But the cool thing about where we're at technologically now is anybody can be a coin dealer. You don't need to know anything. All you need to have is this thing right here.
The internet,
you just need to have a phone that connects to the internet. You can sell on Facebook groups like Silver Miners, the Virtual Coin Show. You can sell on eBay. You can become your own professional coin dealer having access to social media, and you really don't need any other channels. So if you like working for yourself and and you've got enough money in the bank, or you know, you already have a job that you're doing that's producing enough money, I'd almost just learn the industry by actually buying and selling coins on your own. But people like to work for a company, and that's cool too.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
whatever. I mean,
it really depends on the position you're in right now. But yeah, if you're trying to break into something, if you have a full-time gig, if you're financially stable and you're just trying to learn the trade, then yeah, I think you absolutely can independently go out there and sell arms, swap meets. You know, and look for something that you're interested in, something that you're really attracted. Go from there. One coin, grow with that one area of the market, and really learn that one particular area well, and then go from there.
Exactly. So we're gonna move on to the next question. This is from Ultra High Relief on Twitter, and he said, "What happens to a collectible coin? What happens to the value of it after it's demonetized and it becomes obsolete to use as currency?" So some examples of this that we've seen in our lifetime are the killer pulling the silver out of coins.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's asking it about penny. He did specifically mention those in a follow-up question.
Like the Wheaties?
Yeah, but to start, generally what happens when one coin, when they stop making the next, is that coin does have a collectible sort of reaction to it. When people know it's going out, they immediately start collecting them. So it's something that hundreds and hundreds of millions, it's billions, much out there, big value change, the getting destroyed. There are coins they made a lot of in the past that have a lot of value today,
right?
Like Indian head pennies, or you know, St. Gaudens double eagles, whatever the case. I'd say there's hundreds of coins we could mention here, but in the context of this conversation, time is what's going to create more value. That I can't think of anything that's gone obsolete or been taken off cost value. They all seem to get more valuable as more are destroyed.
You know, I mean,
as less are around.
I think with modern currency, we've seen a lot of devaluation, but that's a kind of a different subject in general. I think that's not really the question he asked. But
show here, Rick Parlett. I hope I said that right. Man, really cool. We're glad you could be here. And anybody that's on right now, we are going to be answering your questions live from the comments section on YouTube here, as well as the people that sent us questions ahead of time. So feel free to chime in anytime. The next question here is a follow-up to the previous. What would happen to the penny when the Treasury pulls the plug? Do coins lose collectible value, especially those without any gold and silver in them? So that's kind of one question. Why don't you take this one away, John?
Pull the penny. What again? I think that the pennies that are rare today, the 1955 double dies, the traditional Wheaties that do have more modern memorial back coins that are doubled, or that have errors, or that have certain die varieties on there that are more attractive. I think those are going to still have the same spotlight on them. I think they may see a little bit of a increase or a hike in price or value. But I don't necessarily believe that all the millions and millions and hundreds of millions, if not billions, of modern pennies are all going to go up in value instantaneously. I mean, over time, depending on how the market reacts to it, are they going to get recalled? Are they going to get melted? What is the government? What's the government's position going to be on them after the recall? I think that could be a major factor in the decision. Again, are they going to look for the American public in, or are they just going to let them? They're going to change the laws on smelters and allow these coins to be melted at that point. So I think that's where we're going to see what's going to happen.
So I think John made a really good point there, and we just got a question live from Rick Parlett. Again, if I'm not wrong, do you suggest for coin coin collectors to concentrate on. And I'm going to have to frame the conversation in this context. If you're a collector, the coin you like, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, if you're doing this to put away money as an investment, then you do want to go with something that a lot of people want, a very popular series. For a great example, for $1.
Yep.
In gold, an example would be $20 gold pieces. Think things that are big. People want big, beautiful coins, whether it's silver, copper. If you're into copper, large cents are a great. So in the context of an investment, something that's in great demand that got hot yesterday, because those obviously fall in value a lot, especially with modern issues.
Right.
So something with classic market appeal, like those areas that I mentioned, also that are scarce. If there's a ton of them out there, they're just going to go up and down with their metal content, and it's really not going to get you in performance over time. If it tells a story, if it's part of U.S. history, if it, like Eliasberg or Ford or famous collectors of our time, story the coin tells, the better of an investment it's going to be.
And I guess Rick just said up kind of bad. Is the quality going in and out for you? Comments. If we need to start the recording over again or the live feed over again, we will. So let us know if it's breaking up really bad for you guys. But Rick, thank you for giving us a heads up.
And can anybody else say, is it coming through clearly? That we move and try to get some, if it is going in and out. As far as from Coins for Amateurs made a couple really good points here. I want to just highlight that he said condition plus rarity, and that time can the rarity of a coin. Chad also said that discontinuing the penny will not instantly make them more valuable. Your best bet is to find value varieties, and that's something that you can learn on the Coins for Amateurs channel. Make sure you go and head over there to Chad's YouTube, Coins for Amateurs. The guy knows so much about finding modern rarities in your change. It'll blow your mind. You're gonna love the channel. So moving on to the next question, Jonathan said there is some lagging, so
why don't we just maybe
this way? I think there's a little bit better service, at least on my phone there is. Oh, are you just on me now?
I am.
I'm in the sun! Dude, the sun is so hot. It's like freezing out here, but you guys would not believe what a like laser beam of molten lava the sun is on me right now. It's crazy. So hopefully the lagging got taken care of by heading out in the open a little bit more. Let's see. Is there any other questions that anybody has live on YouTube right now? We'll go ahead and answer if there is. I think that kind of wraps it. Oh, let's see. Do you think that when a horde, OC Treasure Hunters asks, do you think that when a hoard of coins are found and released into circulation, value drop? I think the way we want to frame that is typically when hoards are found, they are conserved now. It's not that they find coins and use them in commerce. But when a hoard is found, it can drop the value.
Yeah, I think it can as well. I mean, and Chad actually made a comment about it as well, where I think he did comment questions, but I think it really depends on the type of coin as well. There are certain coins out there where, I mean, let's say that there are 100 to 500 pieces known and 80 more are discovered. Listen, I don't think that those 80 are necessarily going to disrupt the value of all of the other 100 to 500 pieces. But if you're talking about 5,000 additional coins have been found, then yeah, that could disrupt a few things. You look at the Saddle Ridge hoard that was discovered in San Francisco a few years back. You look at the SS Central America shipwreck, the SS Republic shipwreck coins in general.
How about the GSA hoard of Morgans?
The GSA hoard, yeah, I mean,
just destroyed some monster rarity S-mints found. Yes, Chad, I will do my best to stay hydrated. And it's a particular challenge right now because of how much I drank last night. Staying hydrated on the weekends is something that I struggle with. So I think we answered the question. When hordes are found, the value does drop. If it's as much of a percentage, a significant amount to what already exists, like the GSA horde with hundreds of thousands of coins, maybe even 1 million. I don't know exactly what the number is. It's astronomical, though. That did drop the value. Small hordes do not affect the value. If you look at 20 hordes that have been found recently or in the past, small treasure shipwrecks like the SS Republic did not drop the value. So we got to look at how many exist of a coin, how much is added to that, and then hit demand enough to work that horde and not drop the value, or is there not enough money going into that segment where they do become flooded and it does lose value? So we got to look at that on a case-by-case basis. And yes, I believe Rick just said something about Roman coin, finding a ton of Roman coins right now, guys. So I wouldn't say to stay away from that segment necessarily because they're gold.
Yeah, really.
Most Deezers, Roman gold coins, for instance, have known to exist. Most of them, it's just. So yes, there is some risk that you could lose money by investing now when they're finding all these hordes in Europe, and they're just going crazy with that right now. So that is, and definitely a concern.
Yeah.
Stop buying, but I would consider very carefully what you are buying. And generally speaking, the more protected from just because coins from that era don't well unless they're minted in gold. So great questions, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And Smelko, Chad from Coins for Amateurs, OC Treasure. It can only be one guy. It has to be Rich. So
Ranger.
What's up, Ranger?
What's up, Ranger?
He's a guy that works as
a local picker, man. This guy finds collectibles. He finds T-shirts, vintage stuff, but everything else as well. So make sure you check out your Hunter.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us for our first Q&A show, guys.
And you're right, Rick. You are absolutely right. CFA does knock it out of the park. Absolutely. We endorsement here for those guys.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you on any ever us on soon.
All right, guys. Thanks again. See you later.
See ya.
Peace.